Before we start today's episode, I want to let you know about TorFX, an international money transfer service that can be used to move money to Australia or send funds anywhere in the world. TorFX are offering a one-time $100 credit when you set up an account using the referral link available at smartstepstoaustralia.com/TorFX. Here's how it works. Set up your account using the link, log into the TorFX app or online platform and make an international transfer of at least $2,000 in either one transfer or across multiple trades. Once the transfer is complete, $100 will be credited to your account. It's that simple. Smart Steps to Australia receives a commission if you use the link and go on to transfer funds. This is at no extra cost to you. This is not intended as financial advice. This is just information about the service. Please make your own assessment and do your own due diligence before using any financial service. You can find the referral link at smartstepstoaustralia.com/TorFX. Now let's get into today's episode.
Welcome to the New Life in Australia podcast, hosted by me, Karen Bleakley, founder of smartstepstoaustralia.com. Moving to Australia with my family was a life-changing experience, but it wasn't without its challenges. That's why I'm passionate about making the relocation and resettlement process easier for you so you can enjoy this exciting adventure. Join me and my special guests as we share professional secrets and tips, learn from people who've made the move, and discover businesses that can help you realise your dreams. Now is the best time to create the life you've always wanted. This podcast is here to show you what's possible and to inspire you every step of the way. Let's go.
Let's take a moment to acknowledge the Gubbi Gubbi people, the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which I live, work and play. I thank them for the privilege of being able to live in such an incredible part of the world, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Hey there, welcome to this week's episode of the New Life in Australia podcast. In this week's episode, we're talking all about designing your life in Australia. Now, this is an end-of-year episode. I'm just rounding up the year, and it's a really great opportunity to review where you're going in your life, where you're at the moment, and where you want to head from here onwards. Now, it's so easy to really get focused on creating your new life in Australia. You're so deep in all planning, all of the admin, and all of the tasks that you need to get there. But really, creating a vision for your new life begins the moment that you start imagining what's possible for you. Whether you're still planning your move or you're deep in the admin already or whether you've already arrived, now is that perfect opportunity to take a breath, zoom out and get really intentional about the life that you're creating here in Australia. So this episode is for you if you're in that early stage of just dreaming about making the move to Australia, but it's also for you if you're deep in the admin and the planning mode, and it's for you if you've actually already arrived in Australia and you're trying to figure out what comes next. Because at every stage, you really do need to spend some time working on what you want a vision for your life to be like. And at every stage, you have the opportunity to design that life, not just fall into it, and just to build it intentionally. So it's really easy to forget that your life design doesn't stop the moment you've moved. It's not you've done the hard bit and that's over. You need to keep on building on that and gaining the momentum and building things one step at a time. So it's definitely one of those things that it can become easy to get complacent. You've made the move, you've done that huge achievement, and it's time to just stop and enjoy it. And it's really important to do that as well. But your life and your vision for your life keep going, and there's so much more that you can achieve and that you can build. Now, you might be asking why it's important to design a life plan, but it really is so easy to get lost in the logistics of the visas, the admin, the schools, the areas, the suburbs, all of the different things involved in actually making the move. And they do really take over your life for a long, long period of time when you're planning your move. And all of those things do add up to helping you create the life that you want. They do get you to where you want to go. But without a vision, it's really easy when you get here to just drift into situations and just end up in a life that wasn't intentional for you. So making the move is a really intentional thing. There's a lot that goes into that, and that's amazing. And while you're doing it, you definitely have a lot of energy focused on getting to that end goal of getting to Australia. But when you get here, creating a vision is so important. And when you have this aligned vision, it really does help you focus on your why. And when you have that aligned vision, it really does mean that anything is possible for you in your life. You've really got a guiding light, a goal of where you're heading towards, and you've got a strong why. Now, I've got a whole episode all about identifying what your why is when it comes to moving to Australia, but I think that's really important to spend a little bit of time thinking about what is your why. Knowing and understanding your why is so vital to giving you a reason to do all of this stuff, but actually creating a vision is just one of those things that will really help guide you through and help you achieve your goals and help you create that life that you've always dreamed of. So my own personal experience, and I think this is probably the experience of an awful lot of people, when we're planning the move to Australia, the dream is about getting to Australia. You really get focused on that. You dream about how incredible it's going to be when you get there. There's so many tasks involved in making the move, and you're so busy for like a year or two before you actually get out there, and then you arrive and it is just incredible, and it's just really easy to just settle back in and just think you've made it, you've achieved it, and just stop looking forwards. I know that when we first arrived, we definitely did that, and I think in a way that's really good because we were able to just settle in and be in the moment and be appreciating everything that we'd achieved. But I think you also, not long after you've got here and enjoyed that time of reflection, just really need to start thinking and dreaming about what comes next, because it's not just about move to Australia and then that's it. There are so many opportunities here, and this is your opportunity to just keep building. You've already shown that you are capable of absolutely anything. You gave up your old life, you had such courage, and you did really hard things making the move across the world. And now you can take that energy and that excitement forward into creating an amazing new life for yourself. It all really begins by giving yourself the space to dream and to consider what it is you want your life to look like. Now, I lean on some amazing tools to help me with this. I'm a huge fan of Leonie Dawson's planners. Every year she releases a life workbook and a business workbook. They guide you through looking at where you are in your life currently, assessing what's working, what isn't working, and it helps you map out where you want to go with steps to how you're going to get there. I really love those. I'll pop a link to that in my show notes. And I also love Christina Carson's Your Dream Life Starts Here book and workbook. They are fantastic. Again, I'll pop them links in the show notes. They are such a great way to give you permission to dream about what you want to create from here on, because you really can do whatever it is that you want to do, and it just gives you some clarity around what your vision is about. I do really think that people who have the confidence to make the move across the world have a unique kind of quality in them where they are able to dream big and achieve big things. And I think you have that innate value inside you. So I think it's just about taking that on to the next level. You've already achieved amazing things if you've made the move to Australia, and now it's about taking that forward and propelling yourself and doing even more amazing things. So if you're still dreaming about making the move to Australia, or you're just at that stage where you're considering the move, I think it's really important to be honest. What's working for you now and what isn't in your life? What's the life that you're craving for? Is it about a different pace of life? Is it about more sunshine, more outdoor lifestyle, more opportunities, more connection, a life reset? What is it you're looking to get more of in your life? And how do you want your life to look and feel in 5 years from now? I think that's a really, really valuable way to look at things, because that really does help you shift perspectives. If you think about if you kept things the same as they are now, how would you look and feel in 5 years? When you start working on a vision for your future, it really does help you work out where you're going, and it also helps you identify where you don't want to go as well, which I think is just as valuable. Now, if this is you, you're deep in the planning and the admin of making the move to Australia, getting a clear vision is going to help you with everything from choosing the right location to move to and deciding what jobs to pursue, maybe any courses that you might want to take. It'll help you let go of old expectations, and it will help you figure out what support you're going to need along the way. And it really does give you a reason to keep going and a direction to head in. Now, don't forget to check out the services in the Move to Australia directory, because those services are there to help support you on your journey. And if you're one of the people who have arrived in Australia, you're building your new life here, then I think it's really important to just acknowledge that survival mode feeling that you were in for a long time, just getting through all of that admin, all of the paperwork and all of the stuff. It's over now, and you can really celebrate everything that you've achieved so far. Now, I'm a massive believer that celebrating every stage of the journey is important, and it is really amazing to just settle down and know that you've actually achieved that huge thing that you were set to work organising. You're actually here, you've made it, and that is really great to be able to celebrate that time and spend some time just enjoying being here. But then when you've gone through that phase, just invite yourself to be intentional. How do you want your life in Australia to look now that you're here? You've made that massive leap, and that is just incredible. But now it's time to put steps in place to keep on building that dream life. Remember, your dream life doesn't happen immediately when you get here to Australia. And I know that that's something that some people can find really difficult. And I do often see in Facebook groups people saying, we got here, we didn't find the perfect job immediately, or we really struggled on a low income job and it wasn't right. So we were going to move back to our country of origin all over again. And just, it didn't work out. It didn't live up to our expectations. The thing is, you might not start in the perfect job right away. Your home might not be perfect when you arrive. The lifestyle might not be the one that you were dreaming of. But knowing that you're building towards that life is the thing that you need to really focus on. You generally don't just arrive and everything falls into place initially, instantly. It's about working towards it and actually achieving with every step that you take forward. So having a vision really does help with that. And it really does keep you focused on the fact that you're heading in the right direction of that dream life that you're looking for. Even if you aren't there now, you have plans in place and you have a vision in place to get you where you want to go. So let's talk about designing your life in Australia and the framework around that. Now, I've got some different ideas here for you to help journaling. So you might want to just grab yourself a notebook and just spend some time journaling on some of these notes and some of these ideas, because that really is how you work out what your vision for your life looks like. Just journaling, writing it down, really giving yourself some space to think and dream. Let's start with your vision. It's really good to ask yourself, what does the perfect day look like? How do I want to feel? What matters most to my family's happiness? What's the first thing that comes to mind when I imagine my ideal life in Australia? And if nothing were off the table and I could do anything that I wanted, what would my life look like 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Then think about, if nothing changes, where might I end up in 5 years? What am I moving towards? And what is the biggest emotion I want more of in 2026 and beyond? Asking yourself these questions is so helpful, because it really does work out what's working right now and how you actually want to feel moving forward. I'll pop these prompts as well in the show notes so that you can go through them and reflect in your own time. As part of the vision creation, it's helpful to look at your identity as well. Who do you want to become in this next chapter? What parts of yourself do you want to leave behind? What parts do you want to bring with you, or what do you want to evolve into? And if I met the me thriving in Australia, what would they tell me about how they got there? Because you get the life you create through who you're actually being in the everyday, and through what your habits are, and through how you're making decisions and all of those things. So your identity really does shape the life that you create. So spend some time now going through what your vision for your life is. I know there's a lot of questions there, so as I say, I'll pop them in the show notes so you can reflect and go through them one at a time. The next step of the framework is to consider your values. And I don't think people spend enough time really reflecting on what their core values are in their life. But it really does help you prioritise and work out the things that are the most important to you. So getting some clarity around your values is really helpful. So I'd like you to think about, what are your top 5 values? It might be freedom, travel, kindness, health, creativity, gratitude, wealth. There's so many different things. Just Google values list and you'll come up with just so many ideas. Really go through them and think which ones do feel like your core values. Which ones do you want to prioritise going forward? This is really going to help you work out what your non-negotiables are and what areas of your life you want to prioritise. Now, the values that were important to you when you lived in your old life might change with your new life in Australia. So it might shape the future going forward. So really spend some time thinking about your 5 top values. As an example of how your values might shape the future that you're building, if family is one of your high values, it might be that you need to prioritise making regular video calls home, or it might mean that you need to earn enough money so that you're putting away enough money towards flights for taking regular trips back to visit family. So when you work out what your top values are, it really does help plan how you're going to move forward. If travel is really important for you as one of your values, you might be wanting to get started organising quarterly trips, or even a trip every few weeks away to a new place so that you can be exploring and trying new things. If giving is important, maybe you might want to look for volunteer opportunities when you arrive in Australia, so that can also help you build community and friendship, while also giving you some extra things on your resume and giving you some new connections as well. It can all be really helpful. But when you actually start looking at what your values are, it really does have a big knock-on effect for how you're going to live your life. So spend some time figuring out what yours are, what are most important to you. Step 3 is to take action, to start small. Don't try and do everything all at once. You've done a huge thing if you've made the move already, or if you're going through that right now. That alone is a huge task that you're working through. But start thinking about how you're going to take action towards living the life it is that you want to live. So whether that's updating your resume for a new role, or researching a course that you might want to take so that you can upskill to earn more money, or setting up a savings plan, or setting up a travel plan because maybe you want to, in 5 years' time, buy a caravan and travel around Australia. So whatever it is, just start planning in some small action steps that take you one step closer to the life in your big vision. Just a short episode this week, really, but I would really encourage you to spend time thinking about how you want your life to look, what vision you're creating for your life. Australia is amazing, and essentially it's a backdrop to an incredible life. It really is, but you get to choose the life that you fill it with. Moving to Australia is a step towards that life, and it will give you amazing opportunities, but in itself, it isn't all that there is. You can use this opportunity now to just keep propelling yourself forward. And as we head towards the end of the year and into the new year, give yourself permission to slow down and to consider what your vision is, and to design a life that feels just right for you and your family, whatever stage of the journey you're on. Moving to Australia has been amazing for myself, but it's not all that there is. And I'm really excited that there's always new amazing things to add to my life vision. And I'm sure you'll be the same too. So that's it. Do a little bit of journaling. Get excited about what it is you're creating from your new life. I would love for you to share what your 2026 vision looks like, whether that's posting in my Move to Australia Facebook community, or connecting with me on Instagram or TikTok and sending me a DM. I cannot wait to hear from you, and I know that I'm going to be giving myself over the holiday season lots of opportunities to slow down, step back and really figure out what comes next, because the world really is your oyster and there are so many opportunities, and you can choose which one you want to focus on next. I would love to wish you a really amazing happy Christmas. I hope you enjoy the holidays. This is my last episode for 2025, but I will be back after the summer in 2026 with a new series, so look out for that. In the meantime, please use my Move to Australia directory to find the support that you need to help you make the move to Australia, and come back next year for more inspiring episodes. So that's it for 2025. In the meantime, let's get building your new life in Australia, one episode at a time. Planning your move to Australia? The Ultimate Immigration Checklist Bundle has everything you need to stay organised and stress-free as you navigate this adventure. Get yours today at movetoaustraliatoolkit.com.